welcome back to my trading journey. And it is Sunday, 5th of October 2024, and I'm here to share some real talks on what is working, what's not, and most importantly, what I have learned so far. So if you are someone who is trying to grow in trading in this business with me and just curious about what it really takes, you are in the right place, and I'm keeping it 100% honest with you today. So some of the most important or key components for the week that I just sum it up and I want to share with you, and I really hope that this is going to be helpful for you. And I really learned, honestly, just like or remind myself that I have to pay attention back to these fundamental, components. The first thing I want to point out and go through with you is that, as a trader, right, you should be honest with yourself. No matter if you're a trader or any other business that you're holding, you have to be honest and give credit. So we all know that in this business, right, in trading, the first thing you have to learn is to be just brutally honest with yourself. So you cannot blame the market or anyone else, your mentor, the community that you're holding yourself around, or anyone else, right? Just as important. So own your wins and own your losses. So you are the only one that make the actions. So those actions that you take, and if you're not honest, you are the only one who is going to face the outcome. So, and by giving the credit where it is, you should give the credit where it is due, right? And every small wins is a step forward. So every move you make, it is honestly a profit in trading, right? Those losses that you make, those negative decisions you make, those breaking your rules that you make, it is all end of the end of the month, end of the week, end of the year. It is honestly a profit. But just you should be honest with yourself, because if you're just putting yourself down and sitting on the side and just not giving any credit that how far you have come, I think it will be much crucial for you to just progress. And that's what I noticed, right? Especially in the beginning of the journey, it's really difficult to notice. Honestly, it is tough. I noticed the first 6 months of my journey, honestly, it was like I was very psychologically affected, by my all actions that I have made. I wasn't honest with myself. I didn't take any responsibility, right? And I didn't give any credit how much I came from the first day to the next 3-4 months. I had no idea, right? I noticed. I even didn't give any credit. Like the day, I remember the weeks that when I was just losing, I was in a straight loss in the market. I was blaming the mentor, the one that the person that I have learned trading from, and I didn't focus on myself as well, that how much I have learned, right? Or do I need to learn? Am I honest with myself that the effort that I make, is this valid? I'm like, being honest with yourself. Did you make the effort? Have you learned enough before just putting your money on the table, not taking responsibility and so on? So I don't want to get out of this key component, but remember, being honest with yourself is the key that you can give. And that's the biggest profit, the biggest credit. You should always cherish that. So, yeah, like, drop as well your thoughts. If you ever had, to learn the hard way, and let's just be honest together, right? Believe me, we all have faced this, these barriers, right? And we all have crossed, we all have experienced. And if you have, like, please share with me as well. I would be very, happy and appreciate. Next, the next thing that I want to share with you is that, we talk about the consistency, right? The consistency when you are being patient, right? And trust your own system. Trust your system and keep that consistent. Right? The truth we all know is that, consistency pays, but it's not about just hitting, it big at once, right? It's just about showing up every day in the market, trusting yourself and being patient, right? So the thing is that, imagine that, so you have a great day, right? But day after, you're just making some mistakes. and after 2 days after you're not showing up in the market, right? Because you probably did some kind of aggressive decisions or emotional decisions that cost you all the effort that you made, let's say yesterday or last week, or it doesn't matter. But if you're not showing up even consistently based on your own system, right? Not being patient. It's the same, is related as well to being honest with your own game plan and breaking that. So you cannot expect as well, that if the consistency is playing or not, because we all know that consistency is one of the most important component or thing that many traders fails, because they don't keep themselves consistent. They are expecting a profit very fast. They are expecting to become, to make six figures in the first year, the first probably in a month, and because they don't even create a healthy system that is fitting for themselves, right? They don't even trust. They don't probably know. There's so many things that I don't want to just go, take you all around. But the thing is, you have to be patient. And when you are patient, it means you have a system that you are respecting, that you are valuing it. If you don't value, it means you're not being patient with that one. You don't trust it. How they say that Rome wasn't built in a day? So I mean, like, neither my trading account is, So stick to your system. Even if it is tough, when it is tough, the only way to win is just to stay in the game. Show up. You cannot build your account if you're expecting in 1 month or in 1 year if you are really not being patient, not taking responsibility, or trusting your system and not taking responsibility for all actions that you make, and not keeping consistent. Really important. I hope that this makes sense for you. Really, really. As I said, I was struggling as well with this, and this part, because in the beginning I was kind of unrealistic as well, thinking like, if I'm making like in one trade this amount of money, well, I don't have to be in the market every day. And the next day, I got this kind of like, or the next week, I got some kind of ego, right? Changed my plan. I got like lack of patience, probably broke my roles, and I didn't keep consistent my game plan. I didn't keep consistent myself to show up in the market. The same keeping consistency is also about keeping yourself accountable on points. And that also separates you, that being realistic and unrealistic. So you probably had also some hard parts of being patient for you. You can also share, and I will go through and I will give as well my all tips and thoughts. But we all know, I think this is very crucial. It can be crucial, right? That's why in every business, no matter beside trading, right, any other business, many people fails in the first 5 years. Let's say 50%, 70% fails after 7 years. That's how they say, right? So if you're not thinking that you're in a game, you're in a marathon game, right? We are not in a 1 day, 1 month, game. Just think, just zoom out a little bit. Think like, if you want to build a life, a future in this business, think, like zoom out, like, how do you see yourself in 15 years of holding this business? All right. The third key component I want to point out is as well focusing on compounding, right? Those small baby steps we talk, right? So the real secret to grow your account is just compounding, right? How they say those baby steps leads to big result over time. I honestly, I remember back in the time when I started, trading the binary options. I remember the mentor, that the first mentor I had, was talking a lot about the compound, that as well risk management. And that's true, it makes sense. But the thing is that I didn't pay proper attention because I wasn't focused to learn. And I didn't even value or learn about the power of compounding, how much it is important. So I remember that, like in the beginning of the week's journey, when I was, taking trades, my risk was like, it's like, up and downs. It was never like, uh, how can I say? It was never like in a row, like on the same line. It was everywhere. It was like one day I was like, it was even my mood. It's like my mood. How can I say, like, when I was in a good mood, I was risking, like, I think higher. When I was in a bad mood, even much worse. Um, and I didn't keep it consistent. I was risking one day 5%, 1%, the other day 2%. I remember, and even honestly, these kind of mistakes that I didn't even value that, I was mentally even super frustrated. Waking up in the middle of the night, I remember, like, there was a time, um, I remember I got an ego. So what happened that I was in 2 traders in profit with, the same risk that I've been taking the trades, and the day after I over risk. So I got an ego and I said, like, well, I think this is a perfect moment. Everything is, perfect based on my trading system. So just let's just hit this. Got into the market. I risk about 4%. I remember I was like 90% close to my. I'm like, the trade was like 90% close to my stop loss. The emotions that I cannot even define. I was like shaking. My hand was cold. My feet was like literally like cold. My body was like, like I was hot from inside. Like, like it's difficult. It is something like probably I've ever also faced. But imagine, uh, it's all inside the same circle that you probably sometimes don't take yourself responsible, and it kind of affects into your whole system or circle. It can affect on your effort that you make over a long period of time. Like we talk about compound interest. So imagine you have been think about you have been compounding, taking the same risk over 3 months, right? After 3 months, you probably got some ego and you make a decisions and you're taking a very high risk, like 5%, 10%, because you want to make quick money, and the whole effort that you have made in the 3 months, you were just destroying it, right? Don't even difficult. That is the thing. I haven't been paying attention in the beginning. That honestly, because I don't want to talk about I'll get out from the subject, but there's also an interesting book I can absolutely also recommend. It talks about the compound interest, compounding. I think the name of the book is The Slight Edge by John Wolfson. But the name of the book is The Slight Edge. So I think it is, if you really understand the power of compounding, believe me that you will be profitable if you just keep it small, keep it consistent, and compound them, even if it is your loss and your profit. I will talk about the risk reward, my risk reward, the next another video. But as I said, the power of compounding is really, really important to understand and to value and to keep it in this journey. as we say, like, it's not just about swinging for the fences, it's about making those steady small gains. Every wins builds on the last one, right? So I hope this makes sense, right? And the baby, how to say, the baby, take the baby steps, but take them consistently. So you have been like 90% patient, right? Let's say 99.9% have been patient, but just the last 1% has left to make it done, right? But you just, if you don't follow that, you're destroying the whole day, the whole week. I don't want to go, honestly, I remember one of the weeks I was like 7% down. I remember before the week had been starting, I have my game plan, right? I know what's my target for the week, how much is my main focus for the day, how much, but of course I let my profits, my wins, let go or run. But if I make my, profit for the week in a matter of 2 days, I'm out. But remember, there was 1 week I was minus 7%. So when I think about that, it's just like a fucking nightmare. Because I totally broke my rules. Didn't trust the process. Didn't keep it consistent. Didn't being patient. Didn't pay attention about the compounding. Like I was just thinking like in 1 or 2 days to make to recover it, and over risking, changing my risk management and so on. And it cost me like 7%, but it was like so damaging, like mentally. And that puts you, imagine that can fucking puts you like 2-3 weeks back to, like 1-2 months from the game. You can, all right, everyone. So I just wanted to share these ideas. I think it was very important for me to go through this and as well remind myself. And in the meantime, I wanted to share with you, and probably will help you at some points if you are struggling, and if you are someone who want to grow. As I say, I'm being 100% honest with you with my journey, and remember that, as I said previously, being honest with yourself is one of the key things that you have to focus as well, like on yourself. Don't focus, cut the distraction. One of the main reasons as well we are like today probably can't concentrate, focus on our own game plan is because we are so much giving our energy outside of our circle. I remember I was in one of the community, and I see like there are traders, especially those who are novice traders, have been just so much active than the people who has been teaching, like the new students. Those novice traders, they start giving tips for someone else when they are on their own beginning of their journey, and they've been always waiting for the validation of the someone else. Like, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to enter here? Do you think it's a good idea to exit? What do you think if I'm going to risk 2%? What do you think if I'm going to target 5% of profit this week? This is all, big mistake. It's a stupid of some kind because you're not focused on yourself. Those who make big wins, they are focused, honestly. They put themselves in a dark mode, and it is worth it to put yourself in a dark mode and not lock yourself, right? But just, be yourself, be honest with yourself. Write it down what cost you that you are struggling now probably, or you made profits. And on every step, as I say, give credit. Focus on yourself. Give credit to yourself. Cherish all those failures that made you to here. Keep it consistent. As I say, keep it consistent. I probably talked a little bit, on different topics, but I really hope that this video was helpful for you. And if it is, please share this one with your fellow traders, those who want to learn about trading and grow faster in the beginning of their journey. And I will see you in the video.